It can't be any
And what
harm.
business? So your business then with this pyramid is to try to get out of this desert?
Correct.
More so to try and get back home.
So to get out of the desert, yes.
And where did you find this information?
Translation from what some weird cat, bull
A
cat.
black
said.
creature? Or a black cat?
Yes.
Was it bound by orichalcum chains?
Wait, how come?
And
Guys,
so kind of just stop for a second and think. What questions did you ask and what answers did you get? I've heard tales of these creatures. They're interesting soothsayers. Hmm. I would suggest you take care. From the tales I've heard of those creatures, 3 questions. 2 are the truth. The last is always false. Though it
Who's
does
not
not
bad?
necessarily have to be in that order. Why should I tell you of any pyramids I know of?
what?
Well, even if
What?
it is a false lead, any lead is better than what we have currently.
To,
And
to
why
be
should I tell potential tomb raiders of where a pyramid is?
Big. That's a good point. What about archaeology? Archaeological findings.
What's an
Sorry.
archaeologist? What's that word she just said?
it's a big fancy one from our time. It's
Hmm. I would
What if
suggest
you were to
you
go
wait
with us?
around. If that's truly what you mean, I would suggest you wait around the oasis for a while. You may perhaps find somebody who is more willing to help you with that particular goal.
the thing. I don't think we
There's
have anything
nothing
big enough.
there's nothing you could offer to me that would aid me. Hmm. For the smaller races, you're not so bad.
I'm guessing you've had a bad encounter as of recently.
The small races are bound by fear and paranoia. Most of them, at least the older of them, still remember what it was before the gods managed to put those beasts down.
Jeez.
Hmm. All you need to know about him is he is a evil noble of your human kingdoms who is searching for something of great power. I know nothing more beyond that. I try
Well,
to avoid him and his kind.
well, if we have some bad run-ins with him, we'll make sure to not cause too much problems.
Hmm.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time and the information. We'll hang around the oasis and try not to do anything stupid, right, guys?
No promises.
Hmm. See to it that you don't. And she'll just kind of make a loud whistle, and just the camels all around her just start to move forward through the pass again. And she's just
Hmm.
walking along with them. And despite the fact it is a huge sandy area, you can still feel kind of like the thuds with every step she takes, sand kind of settling around. If you want to
This
fight,
isn't Lily. Stop trying to wake the up.
uh,
We can set up camp for now at the oasis.
all right. And as you head down there, You do see the oasis in the distance, and it definitely does look like a rather peaceful area. At least there's a number of trees growing about. There's a nice large spring. It's shielded from most of the sandstorms by the rocky formations around it. No sign of pyramids. All right, you head on in. All right, and gonna set up camp within the oasis.
Yeah, probably our best bet.
All right. There is water to refill the water skins. It's a nice little spring in the middle. It looks to be pure, clean water as well. You can't. Yeah, it's a rather deep pond as well. You can't quite see down to the bottom of it. Best you can see, it tastes completely fine. Yeah, it's been a pretty rough day so far for the heat and everything else. I was getting to the point where I was going to start requiring a con save. They weren't water skins. They weren't water skins per se. They were more like large jugs.
We can fill those.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so you probably have a few bottles or jars full of water, which you can pull out to drink as needed. Be useful for your purposes. Aside from the number of palm trees and the water in the oasis, there doesn't appear to be that much. You do notice that there is one thing which is somewhat odd, and it's not immediately obvious, but as you step back and you look, it's more obvious. But it appears that in two of the palm trees there are hooks. It's about maybe 7 feet apart. These two trees are where the hooks are, as though something were to hang between them. They're high enough up.
How high up are they?
I'll say they might be 6 feet off the ground each. You may. And investigation.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, you don't see anything hanging between
Did
them.
you say Feline?
He said Yasana. He said Yasana. He was right.
My names are too close to each other.
All right. Shiki doesn't notice anything either.
Leave it
Yasana, yes. Yasana, however, as you look at it, you see that while there is nothing hanging between them, it looks as though it'd be almost a hammock that would hang between them.
You know what? Do we have anything that would work as a tarp? I believe we do. Yeah.
I don't think you do, because if you did, you would have had an easy way to carry the animal heads.
Now, how far apart are they?
It's about 7 feet apart.
7
It
feet?
looks like you could hang a hammock between it for a normal-sized human. Human.
You didn't say demon.
Well, you need a bigger one for a demon.
Human, demon, tomato.
Actually, I believe isn't there something in the forest pack? I know you broke it. Bedroll. Could use that.
You
Be a
could to an
little
extent.
thick.
It wouldn't be as well set up as an actual thing. And as you're all setting this up, you hear another voice behind you. Hi, somebody's messing with my hammock now. Well, the hooks anyway.
Oh, that voice sounds familiar. No, you're bad.
Great, another weirdo.
As you turn back to look at him, you see that as he steps along the desert sands, he doesn't appear to be touching them almost. It's as though he's making he's walking along without making a single trail behind him. Well, I wouldn't say exactly that I exactly live here. It's far too obvious to just live here, but it's a nice place to relax in the desert sun when I'm not out and about. He kind of just grins. He has across his back, you see it's almost looks like, what did I describe this weapon as? Let me open up his
Probably.
Probably. What did I describe? This weapon. It looks to be a very large scimitar. Judging by what it's holding on, though it doesn't look to be made of metal. You could roll a perception.
Yeah, my interest.
Yep. From the first thing you can tell as you glance at it, Jade, it almost appears as though like you've seen people doing writings here and there, and it looks like a quill that somebody would do writing with, but massively scaled up and molded into a slightly different shape. And he'll kind of just tilt his head, noticing your glance. Ah, you're trying to look over the wind's quill. Yes, it's probably one of the favorites of mine. I've had it for, well, it's been in my family for as long as I can remember, at least. Oh, yes, of course. Clytus Dunestrider, at your service. You're looking for a pyramid as well. He draws his weapon out and he kind of points it at you. And would you be affiliated with Lord Blackmore at all?
Not at all.
Who the hell is that? I've only heard tales of him, but I've never actually met him or seen his actions personally.
And he kind of tilts his head at that comment. There is not a speck of dishonesty in your voice. You've never heard of this man? How could that be?
Well, I've heard of him from one other. However, I've never actually witnessed anything. I've only heard the tales of what he did.
Well, is that so? I could possibly be convinced to help you get there. By helping me deal with Blackmore. Ah, excellent. Now then, I'll do you a favor. I can have to run back to my camp, but I will provide you with a map to get towards the pyramid and meet you there.
No, it kills two birds with one stone. I have no problem with this Blackmore is as bad as he said, as I've been hearing.
For the reference, I'm going to pull his token out so you can at least see what this guy looks like.
Please.
Yeah, that's my mistake. I should have been on that sooner. I don't have one for the giant, though. If it's the exact same picture that would have been in the Tome of Beasts. For the
You're not tapping right.
Desert Giant. There is a Desert Giant. Yeah. Yeah, keep in mind as well, I'm just going to do this for it since I think it'll work if I'm right. So you should see on your screen now, like the full-size picture. He's not actually wielding that as a weapon. It just worked.
I like how that showed up on the tablet, just saying. Well, that weapon is kind of amazing. That's true.
Oh yeah, that weapon is very cool looking. This is Clytus Sandstrider and then the Desert Giant, yes? Yep. He explained that he will have to get with his compatriots to meet the map, though he suggested if you would like to get there, just head south for a little while and he'll catch up with you around the ridge.
Okay.
That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. None of you really look attuned to the desert anyway.
Almost getting eaten always does work up an appetite too. You could always try to find food.
Yes, of course. Anyway, do take care that you don't spend too long around here. If Blackmore's men show up, there aren't really a lot of good ways to get out.
You wouldn't happen to have any ideas for good food around here, would you? Any good catches?
And he just kind of chuckles, and he kind of he's by at this point he's put his giant scimitar away. He just kind of reaches over and he smashes one of the trees. A number of fruit falling from the top. Well, you could always eat these fruit, some of the best around here.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. If we were able to put Blackmore down once and for all, it would do a great service to everyone around here. Yes, well, I don't think Blackmore is the real issue to deal with from what I've heard. Well, we'll figure that out soon enough. That would not surprise me, actually.
Lovely.
Screw you, I love tremors.
Give me one moment. I need to check on Maz.
And he'll kind of just nod at this point, and he'll kind of step back away from the oasis out into the desert. And if you're watching him go, you can kind of see that there is a bit of a sand. It's not really a sandstorm, but like a gust of wind blowing up sand around him. And as it fades, probably 2 seconds later, he's gone. Cool. And as you go to polish off the oil lamp, it kind of starts to, as you pull out the oil lamp and you start to polish it off and clean it off properly, it starts to shake in your hands, surprising no one out of character, as a large... Jin is the air one, right? I just want to confirm that, because I know it's not a Freedy, because that's the fire one. Yeah. So it should be page... whatever. I'll say it's a Jin, which should be the air one. Well, a large figure. It is... I'm bad at this. I apologize. Yes, I'm on the right page now. Yes, a large blue-skinned humanoid bursts out of the neck of the lamp, and he just kind of reaches out. You can see that there are shackles on his hands, and as he comes out, they all shatter. He points his hand at the lamp, which similarly just starts to melt. Jade is able to release it in time without it burning herself up, and he just kind of cries out, "Finally free of that accursed lamp! Who are you who would finally release me?"
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
I can't speak in Robin Williams' voice. I apologize. But yes, he does. And as he finishes saying this, he looks at each other. He reaches both hands up and he snaps his neck. And it looks like he would actually have broken his spine. And he snaps the other way. And then it comes back properly as he just kind of twists it around, looking at you all.
What can I call you, Al?
And he's saying all of this, for the reference, he's saying all of this in Orin. So those of you who speak Primordial would understand it.
God damn it.
And completely lost. Thank you.
You may roll a Arcana or History, I'll allow, whichever is higher. Or History, whichever is higher.
Okay.
All right, so 18. So you know a number of things. These are very magical
across the board.
creatures. This one in particular is effectively of a air affinity. They are known for being able to... They're known explicitly for this particular kind for being relatively kind, and they all have the ability to grant a wish to some, and that's why it leads to some of them being imprisoned in certain objects, like the lamp, which he had just obliterated once he got free. My name? I am Malcaneer of the West Wind. I told you I had a plan for West.
Waste. You,
Hold it for future purposes. It may come in handy.
you
And
asked.
he's just kind of looking at the party this time. You definitely don't seem as though you were the type to have imprisoned me, and you did free me.
To be fair, we've literally just been wandering around and happened upon it.
You were saying that in Primordial?
Yes, because I know Primordial.
I just want to make sure what languages you're speaking at a given point. Okay, not. So you've just wandered. Where did you find it then?
No, that was caravan.
You found it in the caravan. I see. So my captors are now all gone. It serves them right.
Correct.
So then, you freed me. I suppose I do owe you a favor of some sort. But what favor should I repay you all?
A nice fancy wish each.
You can't speak Primordial.
That wasn't spoken Primordial. He didn't say wish exactly.
He
did
never
not say
mentioned wish.
Yeah, she knows about wishes, so yeah.
How many?
I wouldn't take it up on a wish. Wishes could be twisted in various ways.
Just kind of want to go back home. That was in Primordial.
Let's not use
Well,
wish.
yeah, she asked that in Primordial.
No,
yes.
I just kind of said that in Primordial.
Yes. Well, I'd love to help you back home. However, my last wish for the next 100 years was wasted in destroying my accursed container.
Seems like a pretty good use of one, honestly.
Well,
Good. I see that you agree. Perfect. I see we're gonna be great friends.
so much for me. Maybe remembering that.
Yes, I do believe I could do something along those lines. It was a Blackmore.
Blackmore.
Yes, I've actually heard of this Blackmore. He's still around. I could have sworn I was imprisoned for, a few hundred years at least.
Maybe
He's
got
a human,
maybe
right?
got his own wishes. Or maybe it's a different Blackmore.
I don't actually know many details. Perhaps it was his ancestor. Regardless, I could probably offer you some ways to help, though I should not tarry here for too long. Perhaps if I were to do something like this, and he'll clap his hands together, and against my better judgment, everyone who has a +1 weapon, it's now +2.
Ooh,
Temporarily, for now, I'll decide if it's permanent when you get back home.
Silver. What about for me?
Anyone who has a +1 weapon, Big B is +1.
No, Big B's +2.
Oh yeah, Big B is +2. I'm gonna go with he doesn't. And as he finishes it off, he kind of looks over at Shiki and says again, your weapon appears to be far too much for me to simply boost any further, and I've never seen a weapon like that before either.
Well, can you do anything for me? Because this pistol broke.
What could I do for you? Oh, I'm sure there is something I could do.
You wouldn't just leave a poor fox without any kind of magical gifts, would you?
Oh, that would be so unbecoming of me for aiding those who freed me from my prison. Oh, let me see. I'm sure I could think of something to give you. I'm literally at a loss here.
Oh, you could maybe my armor.
I could perhaps
I'm
let
I,
me
I'm
see.
I'm quite weak when I get stabbed.
You, as I'm trying to think of what I could give, yes, because it slipped my mind that it was already +2, so I'm now at a complete and utter loss.
Hey, Silver, I PM something.
That's an interesting. Hey, that's an interesting point there, Miss. Though I don't know how that would help per se. It'd be really funny. It'd be great at parties.
I'm curious what Alto did now.
I might be able to do this though, and he kind of reaches in and he grabs out one of the mini bullets you have for, yeah, many of the mini bullets you have for Big right now, and he kind of holds up 2 of them in his hand. These 2 uh, rocks that your little weapon slings. And he gives them back to you. These should now, whenever you strike a naturally evil creature, deal a much more damage. Effectively, they are arrows of evil slaying, or
How many?
bullets of evil
How
slaying.
many did I get? Because
2.
you need.
2 bullets of evil slaying.
Okay, Silver. I may want personal words with you later, but there's nothing mean or bad or anything. I just kind of need to talk about how you may have just given people free upgrade when I spent all my money on my upgrades. I know, I know, I know.
Which is why I said as well. I have to think on this if it's going to be permanent or not, and
Yeah,
I
'cause
can't just boost it to a +3 that quickly because that's a big boost.
yeah, but if you basically just boost them to +2 right now, I pretty much just wasted money.
That's kind of what happens in D&D. I apologize,
Yeah,
but now people, it's.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Felonka's a NPC attack
Valanka is
companion.
also a lot of what Jade does in combat. So that Valanka is not here, that is a huge penalty to Jade. Yeah.
But we'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll have the talk later. There might be something more waiting for you when you get to the pyramid.
Yeah,
But we'll figure that out then. I'm making up a lot of this as I go. My notes are very ill-defined.
What? Why do I now have Why did I have to go with experimental weaponry?
Keep in mind, though, he said that he's not seen anything like a gun before.
Yep.
And as he finishes enchanting all of that, well, I do hope that all of these will help you in your travel onward, but I must be gone now. And he'll kind of just take a bow, and then he kind of just seems to puff up and pop a bunch of confetti going everywhere. I never know what I'm doing. They all seem to be more attuned to whatever natural plane they are, and none of them really enjoy being under another's thumb. The Jin, which you've just dealt with, is literally the friendliest of the 4 types. Yeah, if you found an Afridi, you would have been attacked. Roll. You could make that inference, though you don't have anything to support or deny it.
Can I roll Arcana to try to confirm or deny that?
You may. Yeah, you may.
I pressed the button.
If you want. All right, Yasana, you definitely know you are on another plane. This